The foundation was set for this book when I discovered that a unique realm for visions and dreams seemed to overshadow parts or most of Australia. That sounds like a big, overarching statement right there. I'll explain what I mean, only I'll first need to provide the backstory. In my book, Glory Carriers, I wrote in detail about the spiritual warfare I endured my first time heading into this nation. The short story is that I began to battle with an ancient snake-like deity highly venerated by Australia's indigenous population. It's commonly known as the rainbow serpent and hosts a hybrid of attributes, such as the traditional Leviathan spirit, the demonic king of pride, and a python spirit, which is a spirit of divination. I came to this conclusion based on the clear and undeniable outflow of warfare that I encountered from the onset, which was then confirmed by repeating themes of deliverance that consistently came up with people when I ministered there. The spiritual attack came in the form of a mysterious respiratory illness just a few weeks before I went to Western Australia to conduct a prayer conference. I could hardly breathe, which earned me an unexpected trip to the emergency room, followed by 5 days of bed rest. I'm one of those people who never stops moving, so 5 days in bed was a big deal. While resting, I began to research the area and noticed the impact of this deity on the entire land. You can trace elements of it almost everywhere, including the art, roadways, waterways, and in the overall architecture. The Apostle Paul provides a description of this kind of spiritual battle. He wrote, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places." Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. This ancient deity was definitely a key spiritual stronghold in Australia, and it was now buffeting me. Think about what a python does to its prey in the natural, and you'll understand why my breathing was arrested right before I entered the land. I was in a wrestling match for sure, not yet realizing the treasure on the other side of this battle. I would probably have to be Indigenous Australian in order to fully comprehend what they affirm as their creation story and subsequent culture formation. Although there are variations of the story among the 500 different tribes and just as many dialects, generally speaking, they believe land creation was, in part, the result of this particular serpent spirit and centered around something called the dream time, or dreaming, which was a beginning that never ended and remains a continuum of past, present, and future. In other words, it's a realm where time does not exist.